Morning, Susan.
Good morning. How are you this morning, Barbara?
Good to have you here.
Yes, I'm happy to be here.
We're going to tell everybody all about this little new trick that you do called Surprise Me boxes.
Oh, it's my favorite thing to do.
And so we're going to share a little bit with you about how that all came about and what Susan is doing with her magic.
StitchCon the last year, we had on Wednesday before it started, someone came in and said, gee, it would be so great if I went to StitchCon and there was a box there that was a surprise for me. And I said, I can make that happen for you. So I set up a box. I asked her some questions about what she liked to stitch and what counting fabric she wanted to stitch on, what color palette she liked. And I went and I picked everything out for her and wrapped it up. And this is the funniest part of the story. I took it over to her for her to unwrap. And what was she stitching on? The exact thing that I had pulled for her, which to me said, I know what she's looking for.
Yeah, you nailed it.
I'm like, I think I got her vibe.
Yeah.
Got it. I took it back and we did another surprise for them. So if that would happen, you can just let us know and we'll get it sent back and I would do something else for you. So we now have a form on our website called Surprise Me. And you fill out the form on there. It asks questions like, what kind of fabric do you like to stitch on? Do you like Aida, linen, what count? What your color palette is. If you like a bright palette, a muted palette, a favorite color that you have. What kind of things you like to stitch. So some favorite designers that you have. Things that you don't like to stitch. So I know some people don't like Halloween. They have different things they don't like. So be sure and put that down there. I have a spot marked on there, are you adventurous? And that's always my fun because I think outside the box. That's why I do the Surprise Me. So when you order a Surprise Me kit, it is not going to be what's on the back of the pattern. It'll be a customized design for you. So I change the colors on them. It can be turned into a completely different palette. If I pick something that's muted and you have a bright tone palette down, I'll change it to that. You might get some different fibers than you're used to working with. Definitely, you'll probably not get a neutral background unless you really, really want that. I kind of look at what goes with the pattern and what speaks to me about it after looking at your once on the paper, and then I just go ahead and I pick something that I think will be good for you. I kind of walk around the shop and look and see what speaks to me.
Yeah, you get inspired.
Yes, I do.
Absolutely.
So
that's awesome.
that's the fun part for me. I really love doing them.
Yeah.
So when I get a Surprise Me order, first I've picked out the chart because that's the first thing I do after I go through the store and see what I think is going to speak to you. Then I come into the Wondrous Floss room and I decide what things you should stitch with. And I always try and find some things that you may not have used. So depending on what count of fabric you're using, we have a ton of different options. So let me just go over here. And if you're working on like 14 or 16 count Aida or 28-32 linen, these sulkies you might see in here, these are a single strand floss and they are equivalent to 2 strands of DMC. So you get the beauty of having 1 strand and the coverage of having 2 strands. A new product that we have are the Weeks Dye Works 12 weights. So they're beautiful to work with also. I like to use them if there's specialty stitches, if there are things that you really want to highlight. Also, and they're the same colors that the Weeks Dye Works regular flosses are. They're also great for wool applique, which we do. I haven't done any Surprise Me wool applique boxes, but that could happen. So that's something you might see in there. I do love silks. Silks are my very favorite. So it's high likelihood you might see some silks in your Surprise Me box. So we carry the full line of the MPI silks, which are a non-variegated silk, which sometimes that's the best thing. Sometimes it is a great place to use a non-variegated. The colors, people always ask, why would I use silks instead of DMCs? The colors in the silks are completely different tonally than they are in the DMC. It has to do with the silk floss and how it takes the color. So sometimes you can look for a color in DMC and it's not going to be in MPIs in the same way. So when the designers chart the things in the MPI silks, then you know it's a different kind of color palette. So you might see some of those. This is an exciting new product that we just got, which are the cottage garden threads from Australia. They are beautiful. They have a lot of tonals like the silk threads do, like the Silk and Colors and Gloriana, and they're 10-yard skeins. So they're really, really pretty. So I'm guessing you're going to see some of those in there. We have another one of those. And we also carry all the regular overdyes. So we've got Classic Colorworks, we have Gentle Arts, and we have Weeks Dye Works.
So it is unique to Keepsakes. I'm not sure that there are other stores that are doing it, but we're doing it because we want folks to leave here with an experience that's beyond their wildest dreams. And if they can't come into the shop, we would love to be able to let them experience the shop without actually being here. And so it's been an amazing thing to watch it grow in such a short amount of time, hasn't it?
It has.
It's been amazing to watch it grow, and people are excited about the whole premise of it. And I think that we're unique about it because I think we can combine our talents and make something incredible for someone and experience something, like you said, outside of the box that maybe they might be used to.
I always tell people if they have a dream, just tell us about it and we try to make it come true.
Yep, there you go.